Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Congo Hour. I am your host, Wayna, and Trippy is here in the studio. He will be joining us shortly. Before we go to our first guest, there's just a few things that I want to do so that I do not forget. First, we want to congratulate Travis Smith, who is the new general manager of LAPA. So you're going to be seeing some great things going on here in TV land. He is a brilliant young man with great ideals. So LAPA, you made a great choice in choosing Travis as the new general manager. Also want to congratulate Chi. Heard on his show earlier that he's going to have his school, the Arc Learning Center, in the Southbridge area. Want to say congratulations. I see the children there. He's doing a phenomenal job. And he also had a kiddie prom. I don't know if he shared pictures, but hopefully one of his shows he'll be able to show the pictures from the kiddie prom. Want to also congratulate Evolve. And we want to ask all of our viewing audience to support this young lady. She is opening up a restaurant, and it's named after her late mother, Jerry Deans, and it's going to be located at the old post house on 40th and Market Street. Her grand opening is July the 14th, which is going to be next week. So please make sure that you go and support Evolve and her family on their new endeavor, as well as want you to support our buddy OP. OP's roadside crabs. He's always out there when you ride past 4th and Spruce Street. He's there over to the side, and you can call ahead. His telephone number is 218-0554. That's 218-0554. And one other announcement before I go into our first guest, want to give away tickets early to the Old School Jam. And we're going to put up the flyer. And if you would call the number that's going to pop up on the flyer. Oh, I think that's a... So it's Old School Party Part 2 with Chubb Rock and Lady B. It's going to be Saturday, July the 25th. It's going to be at the Clarion Bell Hotel. And is there a number on there? It's an 800 number. There you go. Dial that number, 1-800-479-1065. You have to say that you heard it on the Congo Hour. And I'm going to be giving away 2 tickets to the third caller. So the third caller that calls 1-800-479-1065 will win 2 tickets, and I will announce the winners prior to the end of the show. As always, we do our best to give you a fun and exciting show. Our very first guests are no strangers to the Congo Hour or TV land, and that is the beautiful Candace Davis and our friend Duffy Samuels. Welcome to the Congo Hour.
Thank you, thank you.
How you both doing today?
I'm doing well.
I'm doing great.
You
thank
doing great?
How are you doing?
I am wonderful.
Wow.
Yes, I am doing wonderful. So I'm glad that the two of you could come on together, because what you're doing is going to start on one day and end with a bang on the next day.
Yes.
So if you don't mind, we'll start with Candy Girl, to talk about the event that's coming up.
On Friday, July 31st, we'll be having the 2015 Delaware Teen Idol, and it's at the Playhouse at DuPont Square. Is that what
At
it's
Rodney Square.
Rodney Square, excuse me. It's formerly the DuPont Theater.
Oh, they changed the name?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Tickets are $5. You're in for a fun-filled night. We've got 15 acts throughout the state of Delaware, and we also have a celebrity guest judge who is Atlantic recording artist Trevor Jackson. He's going to be one of our celebrity judges this year.
Now, you know how social media is. On Facebook, there are some proud mommies out there who have their letter saying that their child is a finalist.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
What will they be doing?
What's happened is we had about 10 auditions throughout the state in all the counties, and 15 artists, 15 finalists were chosen. And what they did is they received a letter from Frank advising them of such, and what they'll be doing is marketing the event, hoping to get some of their supporters, their friends and family and things of that nature out there to support them, to cheer them on. We are encouraging everyone to come out and support their friends, posting on social media and things of that nature, because as we've always said, we have a lot of talented youth here in the state of Delaware, and we just want to be able to have them showcase their talents. And Mr. Congo was a judge last year at the event, so he can talk about his experience.
I'm not a judge this year at the event.
We have to talk to Frank. I didn't have anything to do with that this year.
I was pretty hurt.
You are?
Yeah.
Well, that's because they got to save your energy for the next day.
Right.
Trust me, y'all. He cannot be a judge and then try to come out to get on the court for. Is that what happened last year?
Yeah, that's what happened last year.
That's
why I only had like 12 points last year. 6 assists.
12 points.
I was going for like a triple double.
Wait, I was there, Trippy.
You probably missed the first
The
half.
little dude,
You probably missed the first half.
Manny Love.
Manny.
Yeah, you missed the first half. That's when I snapped. After that, I got tired. My knees started hurting. But getting back to
Yes, let's.
stay focused. We'll talk about Duffy next. Getting back to Delaware Teen Idol. It's an awesome event. I guess I pretty much slept on it for all these years, and when I got there, I was just so impressed with the talent.
Yes, I know.
It's amazing. Were you there last year?
I was there
Were you?
last year, and I was there. No, I wasn't there last year. I was there the year before
Okay.
last. Yeah.
I mean, just the talent that came across the stage, it was really hard to judge, because you just want to give everybody like 9s and 10s. You really couldn't do that, to be fair, but most of the people there really deserved like 9s or 10s. It was really hard judging.
Wait
It was
till
a lot
you
of
see
fun.
this year's talent.
Yeah, okay.
Wait till you see
Stepped it
this
up a
year's
notch.
talent.
And it was like statewide. I mean,
Right.
people from Sussex
Yeah,
and
we have
Kent
a
County.
couple of Sussex
Yeah, it was
County,
amazing.
Okay.
from Dover. We've got Newcastle County.
So they said don't sleep on Lower Delaware.
Right, they said we're coming to show up and show out.
Right,
They're,
right.
they're coming. They are
Right.
definitely coming. So we're really excited about that.
Okay. And so then Duffy, August 1st.
Yes, ma'am. August the 1st at the Bob Carpenter Center. We have our 13th annual celebrity basketball game. Also, before the game starts, we have our high school all-star game, which starts at 4:30 from kids from our summer basketball league. So they'll play the boys and girls league. We'll start it off, and then at 6:15 is the main event. Where this year we have Bobby Valentino, Kat G, who's from the new movie Dope. You have
Trinity Stokes.
Trinity Stokes, thank you. Yeah, from
Camille McFadden.
yeah, they both from KC Undercover.
So do you work with them?
Yeah.
I do. I am.
okay.
I am.
Yeah.
He needs help. Just give him a break.
I am. Jay Ellis.
Hey, Alice, she's been known for me,
So
right?
Is this Candy's Hope or Duffy's Hope?
Diggy Simmons.
Yeah. And she's going
Oh,
on and
yeah,
on. Right?
Diggy.
You got Diggy, then you also
You can't
got,
forget him.
You can't forget him, and then also you have Yaz the Greatest, Hakeem from Empire. So everybody loves Empire from this last season.
Yes.
So tickets are $20 at the door and in advance, and then also $75 for floor seats, which includes a meet and greet.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about Trippy. What's he going to be doing?
We have a lot of interviews.
No. I got it. I got
sure?
this. I got
Okay,
it.
so-
Trust me, I
okay.
got it. Go ahead.
Well, let me determine. I don't know. He might get a coach's decision not to play this year. We don't know, because the
What?
last couple of years, Trippy has been really. I don't know, man.
Why you keep asking him?
Because I feel sorry,
Oh, okay.
Because when he was at Sanford, he was the water boy and the
Wait.
towel boy.
At
Oh, no.
Sanford.
I played-
We
I
got
played-
1 minute.
I was on the team at Sanford. I didn't play a
At
lot, but I was
Sanford,
on
he
the
was
team.
on the team,
I
and
was
me,
on the
his
team.
mom,
But you
Miss
have to be on the
Thelma,
team.
we would come there and we'd
Say
be,
that part.
put Trippy in, put Trippy
But
in.
maybe y'all can do that
Yeah, I
this
need
year.
y'all. That's what I need.
That's what you need.
Yeah,
Because people
Frank is
called the
getting really
office all
stingy.
last week. Last week he gave away 5 tickets, and he said that he's going to do it each week. So I'll throw that in there too.
Right, I
So,
remember
I'll
yeah,
take
that.
that back, man.
So they was calling the
celebrate the
office
Teen Idol.
all week saying
That's
we
what
want
I
to see
did.
Trippy start. We want to see
Okay.
Trippy play.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, well,
Hey,
fan
people,
club,
the
man.
people have spoken.
I want
What you
to
gonna do?
put you in there, man. But you
I wanna
gotta
give away
you
some
gotta
more
play,
tickets.
man.
I want to give away some more tickets now. Do
Okay.
we have any, do we
He
have
is
a
going
date?
to give away some more tickets.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
gonna play?
no,
I don't know how many minutes, but you gonna play, bro.
I need to be in there by when, Wayna? In the first quarter.
You want to be in the first quarter?
First 3 minutes of the first quarter.
The
Got it.
first 3 minutes?
First 3 minutes.
He's a
Duffy.
starter.
Well, last
That
week
doesn't happen. All the people who I give
Well, your
away tickets,
dad
they're all
almost
gonna
took
get
care
up
of
and
that.
leave.
You know, last week he was over in the back. You know, he started showing some money. So I was saying, okay, we look good, but then
I'm
it was
like
a
a starting spot.
fugazi, man. You know, so for a starting spot. But again, you know, the event is a good it's for a good cause.
It is,
You know,
it is. A
we
lot of
support
fun.
the kids in our community, and you know, it's not everybody thinks we just do a celebrity event, but we have an ambassador program that we do. We work with kids all year round. You know, we focus on education, life skills, decision making, job readiness, college readiness, financial literacy, you know, etiquette, and prevention of gangs. So, you know, it's important that we do well in this because we don't get big grants like other organizations. You know, so this is for us is our biggest fundraiser to help put back and make our programs free. And then also we have a summer basketball league that we do. The boys play at the Powell Center on Market Street, and the girls play at Frames on South Union. So, and all these programs are free for the kids. We don't charge them anything.
So what number do they flood your line for tickets?
Oh, 302-652-3532.
Okay. I do want to say before we end this segment that I know a young lady, Dominique, that was a part of Duffy's Hope. And just to hear her story, how she wasn't doing well and then kind of turned her life around, coming there, being able to openly share things that was going on with her. So, and then I think the year before that is the young lady's name Diamond.
Diamond, yes.
Diamond
Oh,
has
yeah.
a phenomenal
I
story.
referred her to Duffy's Hope.
She what?
I referred her to Duffy's Hope.
You referred her to the
I
Duffy
did.
to Duffy's Hope. You
did.
go, girl. So give the telephone number one more time.
302-652-3532. Tickets are $20 for general admission and $75 for floor seats,
All
which
right.
includes the meet and greet.
Keeping to my word, we are going to give away 5 more.
5 more.
But I
Okay.
need y'all to be on my side. So if I don't get in by the first 3 minutes of the first quarter, I need everybody to get up and walk out with me.
Trust me, they want to stay. Wait, they want to stay and take pictures. Who was? Sheriff Troy.
Oh, Lamont Rucker.
I'm mad that you ain't bring him back again.
I'm sorry. He's shooting
me
a
too.
movie. But also, before we go, our halftime show is going to be amazing. It's
Okay.
going to be amazing. I'm serious. We got some talent lined up. So
Okay.
All right, so that they can call the same number that you gave. So give that number one more time.
302-652-3532.
All right,
So
wanna make
let's
sure.
set the rules though.
Right.
Nobody affiliated with the Congo Hour or LAPA, no one that has won tickets already. So if the names are the same, I have those names. I'll make sure that we say who won and we'll do the other ones.
None of Duffy's family or friends either.
Yeah,
No candies.
Or candy.
Yeah.
Don't even try it.
All right.
Thank
so
you. So now Aunt Ruth, man, she's looking for you. She said you didn't say nothing to her,
She's the
right?
exception. Yeah,
Yeah.
She can get all 5 tickets.
She got all 5 tickets.
That's right.
She said you say happy birthday to
Oh,
her.
happy birthday. I know I have a picture too. I have to show it next week. I keep forgetting to print it out.
Oh, my goodness.
Happy belated birthday, though, Aunt Ruth.
if you send it to me,
I
I'll
will.
save it on
I
the disk drive. All
dedicate
right.
the whole show to her next Sunday.
All right. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll
But
be
in order
back.
to win the tickets for us, you can call Duffy for general information. But in order to win the 5 tickets, again, you have to say, I want to see Trippie play a lot.
And what number they
Oh,
calling?
now it's a lot. Before it
A
was
lot.
just the first
yeah,
3
a lot.
minutes.
I
Now
wanna
it's
see
a
Trippie
lot.
play a lot.
Okay.
Call your number so you can still leave
302-652-3532.
All right.
All right. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back. And when we come back, we have a birthday shout out that we need to give as well, Trippie.
Okay.
All right. Welcome back to the Congo Hour. This beautiful collage was done by Trippie and my friend, Dr. Sharita Carroll. And this is her beautiful grandmother, Miss Ruth Carroll, who is celebrating her birthday. And I know she's 80-something, but I'm not sure exactly how old. And I know she is blessed to be the age that she is. So thank you, Sharita, for the beautiful collage. All right. My next interview is with a beautiful, spirited young lady, and that is none other than Councilwoman Hanifa Shabazz. Welcome to the Congo Hour.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to come on with
Oh,
you.
you're welcome. Mr. Congo said make sure you come
Oh.
on, so here you are. So you're bringing back the African Festival.
Yes, yes. We have been urged numerous times to bring it back, and it's been almost 15 years.
Really?
Almost 15 years since we had the African Festival, and my sister and I were determined, my sister Nzinga, we said we were determined, well, she was determined to make sure that she pushed me to do what was necessary to do the festival this year, and so that's why we're kind of late getting the information out, but one hook or crook, we're doing it again. August 1st at the Kirkwood Street Park at 11th and Spruce from noon to dusk. This year we're just doing the one day, and we under the theme of rebirth, reclaim, and rejoice. It's a, the community has been asking for it. We want to see just how bad do they want it. And if they want it really bad, they're going to roll their sleeves up and help work as hard as we're working to bring it to the community. And I want to thank Mr. Congo. I told him about it, and he eagerly provided some financial support for us to do the festival. So I want to personally thank him, and others have stepped up to the plate in a big way. But it still is something that we really encourage the community through hook or crook, sweat, elbow grease, coming out to volunteer, empty a trash bag, help a child do a hula hoop, whatever. We want the community to use the principles of Kwanzaa to come together and bring the festival back. We think that, and we feel very strongly that if the community invests in it, that it will have its longevity. It will stay forever because everyone has put something into it to help build the strength that's necessary to do something as the magnitude that we had it 15 years ago. And I got to say hooray to my community because they really have stepped up to the plate. We're still in need of things though.
Okay.
We're still in need of things. We have a numerous array of artists that have said that they will perform, for us free, just to bring their talents, to share their talents to the community. Richard Rawl is performing, Darrell Miller. Christina Quattro Art Center has been in heaven. St. Ray Avery and her whole team has jumped in and assisted us. And I want to say thank you to the Divine Nine, the sororities, fraternities. They've all coming in. And I'm afraid to start naming people because I know I missed somebody, right? But we have put the call out there for the help. For people to come in and to participate, whether it's under the pavilion where we want to do some services. We feel this would be a chance for the community to come and to not only celebrate their culture as being Africans here in America, but they were able to find resources, programmings that could assist them personally, help their children, help mothers, help families, help seniors. So if you have a program out there that you're doing that you are reaching out to the community, use this as a venue to do that. The park, Kirkwood Street Park, is huge. So there's a great space for anyone to come and do their services and bring their creative forces to the festival.
So vendors, what type of vendors are you looking for?
Well, there's always a marketplace, and we're looking for food vendors. And also craft vendors, as well as public service vendors. Food vending is $150. Retail vendors is $100, and public service or nonprofit service type oriented vendors are $50. And we have a new category also, and that's our young entrepreneurs, because we have a growing amount of young people that's getting into the entrepreneur energy early, and we want them to use this as a vehicle also. So young entrepreneurs, you call our number 302-397-8903, and we have a special hookup for you because we want you to be successful.
Yeah. Now, when you say young entrepreneur, the first person that comes to my mind is a young gentleman, Mr. Lemonade.
Mr. Lemonade, absolutely.
He has the best lemonade that I've ever tasted.
Yes, Oliver's. Yes. He is. I'm looking forward to hearing from his family to come and definitely have a great spot for him. The spaces are 10 by 10. You have to bring your own tents, chairs, whatever. But people remember what the festival layout was. That's what we're trying to recreate again on August 1st at the Kirkwood Street Park.
Okay, and your theme, give your theme again because I love it.
It's rebirth, reclaim, and rejoice. We want to rebirth the pride that the African Festival brought to our community. Not only did it bring back the pride, but it brought back entrepreneurship. That's when the drill teams and the drum lines all flourished. Many entrepreneurs grew out of being vendors from the festival, and that we were just proud to host the numerous people that came into the city. We want to reclaim back who we are as Africans here in America. We have a great history, a great pride that I think someone's got lost by all the issues that we have facing us. So we can push that aside by standing up and be proud of who we are as Africans here in America. And then we're going to rejoice that we all came together. We applied the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, you know, unity, cooperative economics, self-determination, creativity, and purpose and faith. We brought all of those characteristics back, and we reclaimed our nature, reclaimed ourselves as African Americans here in Wilmington. And I think our children really need to see that. You know, we really need to see that we did this ourselves. So
Most definitely. So if you would be kind and recap the day and the time and the place for me.
It's August 1st, Saturday, August 1st, at the Kirkwood Street Park at 11th and Spruce Streets. It's from noon to dusk. For any information, please call me at 302-397-8903. We have an email address, theafricanfestival@yahoo.com, and that's African spelled with a K. And most importantly, Wayne, I didn't say this, we have a GoFundMe campaign that's going on also. $5, $10, whatever, collectively, it will help us make sure that we are resourceful in having a successful event. So if you go to the GoFundMe website and look up the Wilmington African Festival, again spelled with a K, please send your donations. It will help us make a successful event on August 1st at the Kirkwood Street Park.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on
you
and
for the
sharing
opportunity.
information.
It's
Our
my pleasure.
So we're going to take a quick break, and I need you to not go anywhere. Our next week, we're having all of these wonderful people coming on. We have Councilman Jay Street. Now, he is fired up about something, so I want you to make sure that you call everybody that you know and let them know that Councilman Jay Street is about to appear on the Congo Hour. With that, I'll take a quick break and be right back with Councilman Jay Street. Good evening and welcome back to the Congo Hour. As you know, Councilman Jay Street and Trippy and I really admire his dogmatic way of getting things done. He does not take no for an answer. When he knows things are right, he's gonna fight for what's right. And that's why I am so happy that he's on here. I know he comes on here and he's always fussing about something, but your fussing means things. You agree with that?
Well, I agree, but
Everybody else
the greater world might not agree with it.
Other people might not agree.
Absolutely.
But I think, when I'm passionate about something, whether I'm right or wrong, I'm going to fight to the end for it. So that's how you are. You're going to fight regardless, right?
Yeah, but I can't think of when I was wrong, but go ahead.
Wait a minute. That's what I always say. Someone said, "Oh, you're right." I said, "Well, I'm rarely wrong." So, all right. So, what is it that you wanted to come on and talk about this evening?
Well, first, I want to thank you because I talked to you at the 11th hour for giving me the opportunity to be here tonight. In retrospect, I started to back out because I've been upset, angry, disappointed, frustrated, all those things pertaining there too since Thursday, when I found out about the ongoing refusal of the state of Delaware to name the courthouse on King Street at 5th and Walnut, 5th and King, wherever you want, after Lenny Williams.
Okay.
And when I saw paperwork and saw what has been done, what is still being done, I just think it's an outrage.
Okay.
And generally I come on, I talk, but I got some paperwork I want to go through with you and your viewing audience tonight, because I think it's important that the community understand what has transpired here. And first thing I want to point out is a deed restriction, and I'm just going to read an excerpt from it.
Okay.
And what happened was the city of Wilmington owned the land where the courthouse now stands. And so in February of 1998, the city of Wilmington City Council passed a deed restriction for that property. It was signed by Mayor Sills,
You said 1998.
1990,
And we're in
2015.
2015. Okay, talk to
Okay.
me.
And what it says, the deed restriction says, any courthouse that is built for the housing of any federal, state, county, or city courts in or on the property that is located in that area of the city, bounded by 4th, Walnut, and King Streets, and the vacated 6th Street, shall be required to be known as the Leonard L. Williams Justice Center. This was put in a declaration, and it's a deed restriction. So the state purchased this property with this deed restriction in it in September of 1998. And I'm gonna read the second to the last paragraph of the deed itself. And it says, it's a deed this deed made on the 28th day of September 1998 between City of Wilmington, Municipal Corporation of the State of Delaware, party of the first part, and the State of Delaware. And it says, subject to easements, all easements, restrictions, and agreements of record, meaning that you brought the land, you knew it had this deed restriction in it, and the deed itself says, subject to all easements, restrictions, and agreements of record. The deed restrictions of record. Now, they built the courthouse. And every year for the last, I don't know how many years, when the bond bill is passed as part of the budget process for the state, and this is this year, this was passed last month,
Okay.
last week in the General Assembly. Section 37, notwithstanding any law or local government ordinance, resolution, or any deed restrictions to the contrary, the director of O&B shall designate the name of any state-owned or state-operated courthouse or other judicial building or facility in Newcastle County purchased, constructed, or improved by funds appropriated pursuant to an act of the General Assembly, and shall have the sole authority to approve or disapprove the placement of any statues or memorials in or around the grounds of such courthouse or judicial building or facility. The interpretation of that is, they have, for the last, ever since they built the courthouse, put this in the bond bill, and what it says is, you can't name it. The only person that can name the courthouse is the director of OMB, and you can't put anything around it, because the deed restriction says it has to be named the Leonard L. Williams Justice Center, and it should have a statue erected outside. So why am I so angry? I had no idea, one, and I know ignorance of the law is no excuse. I had no idea, one, that the city was smart enough and it acted while Lenny was still living to see to it that the courthouse was named after him. I also had no idea, to make me even angrier. I was told about it, but I had to see it until I got as angry as I am right now, to know that here it is, 2015,
17 years later.
okay? And the state of Delaware as a state, all it says is, we, the state of Delaware, refuse to name a courthouse after a black man, even though it was so named by the city council. And my point being this, I'm gonna make it crystal clear, I'm a councilman, but I'm just a councilman. I don't have any power or authority to do anything about this, but I can do what I'm doing now, and I'm gonna keep on doing it. I can run my mouth about it, I can expose it, and what I'm saying is this: as long as the state of Delaware refuses to name a courthouse after a black man, I don't see how we as a state hold ourselves out to be any more less harmful than the southern states that continue to fly the Confederate flag. It's the same church. It's just a different. This is just a different form of continued disparate treatment, continued disrespect, and over the last 10, 15 years, I've sat idly by and watched schools in the Christina School District be named after folks that, as far as I was concerned, didn't have a whole lot of goodwill toward the children that I've represented for the past 40 years. But in one case, I stepped in and said, this community, that's their hero. They have a right to have their heroes just like we have ours. I supported it. On the other, I didn't support it, but I certainly didn't do anything to try to defeat it or say anything about the person, because that community had a right to have their hero, and everybody has a right to their heroes. Well, I have a hero, okay? This community has heroes. And why is it that, you know, unless it's somebody such as Lou Redden, somebody such as Thurgood Marshall, will name schools, buildings after them, nationally recognized, internationally recognized, but local folks that we have a whole lot of love for, who always kept a oar in the water, you know. And what folks don't know is, up until 2-3 weeks before Lenny died, I was still utilizing his brains, and he was my consultant on everything that I did in the school matters. And as I sit here tonight, it was Lenny and Hicks that decided in 1980 that I had to be the liaison between the Coalition to Save Our Children and the lawyers. They put me at council table. And I said at the time, I said, Judge, why do I have to do this? I'm not a lawyer. He said, we're doing it this way because we're preparing for the future. And of course, Hicks jumped up and said a whole lot of things I can't say on TV, and said, just do what you're told. But they had the wisdom to try to make an effort to see to it that there was a transition. And folks don't understand that Lenny did, as a judge, either the second or third judge, he did a whole lot of creative sentencing as opposed to putting folks in jail. He'd find a way to keep them on probation. I remember I'm sitting in court one time and jail suspended for probation, condition of probation. Nothing else happens at 14th and Clayton. A young man jumped up and said, well, I can't see through the night. He said, well, you can go to jail. So I'll take care of you. I'll take care of it.
Right.
And I don't know anybody that did any more than what was in his heart in terms of civil rights, in terms of helping this community, and the dues that he had to pay to get where he got. You know, I would have never graduated from the University of Delaware if, one, Mr. Redden hadn't opened that door legally, and two, if Judge Williams wasn't one of the first ones to go down there, play football, graduate, make something of himself, become a lawyer, become a judge. But the state is also sending a subliminal message, and the subliminal message to young lawyers and aspiring lawyers. We're not going to name this courthouse after this black man who was involved in the civil rights struggle and made a difference. And that, by inference and innuendo, is telling young lawyers and aspiring lawyers, don't do that.
For
Go on
our
over here in
viewing
corporate
audience,
America and make some money. Don't get involved in the civil rights struggle.
will you do me a big favor? For the viewing audience, when you say the state,
Yeah, I'm just very.
The state.
who are you referring
I'm
to?
referring to the state. The bond bill comes out of the General Assembly, okay? And whoever put this together first, and I'm gonna try to find out who this person or persons were who initially put this together and have thrown this stone and hidden their hand or hands, and I can't do anything about it as a county councilman, but I can expose who did it. I can ask them publicly why they did it, and I can ask those who have the authority right now, why are you going to let this continue? And I'm gonna say it again, so long as the state of Delaware as a state refuses to name that courthouse after a black man, they're just as harmful, just as ridiculous
What are they doing? Are
as,
they just
as
ignoring
the
it?
southern states that continue to fly the Confederate flag. Al Plant used to sit on this same TV station and say, Delaware is a plantation state. This is all too indicative of the continuation of things that just don't make any sense as it relates to how we're treated and the total disrespect. It's the epitome of disrespect, and I'm trying to be nice because there's a whole lot of other things I could say that wouldn't be appropriate for a councilman to say, but it's terrible.
So what can we do now? Like, what,
Well, you can let me come on TV,
I missed the.
and we can
first
keep
part of the
talking
interview.
about it, and we should be saying to state officials, number one, you're in violation of the city's deed restriction. You got a name on that courthouse now. It's called Newcastle County Courthouse. The deed restriction says the only name is the Leonard L. Williams Justice Center. So I think there's a legal challenge. Number two, we should be saying to the community, as we are tonight, this is yet another wrong that needs to be taken care of, and we need to be saying to state officials who can make their courthouse be named and have that name on it, can make it happen. How long is it going to take? Okay,
All right, so what's that
we're, just
paper
like
say?
it's 150 years that the Confederate flag's flown over them southern states. There's 150 years of things that have not been right in this state and not been fair, and it's like deja vu. You know, I almost went to jail getting the Hicks Anderson Center named after Hicks. It was 7-6, and Tyler Smith ended up carrying me out of the council chambers up on his shoulders. Cause
What does that paper say? It says that how does
the
it,
bond
does it
every
address-
year in the budget, and this year's budget, and every budget for a lot of years, what it says is, section 37, this is this year, passed last month,
On the deed
Newcastle
restriction,
County
98.
Courthouse, notwithstanding any law or local government ordinance, resolution, or any deed restrictions to the contrary, the director of O&B shall designate the name of any state-owned or state-operated courthouse or other judicial building or facility in Newcastle County, purchased, constructed, or improved by funds appropriated pursuant to an act of the General Assembly, and shall have the sole authority to approve or disapprove the placement of any statues or memorials in or on the grounds of such courthouse or judicial building or facility.
So what's
In
that
other
mean?
words, the
What's that
deed
mean?
restrictions, the deed restriction that City Council passed in February 1998, this is the direct slap in the face to what City Council passed. It's also in the deed.
And that was written when?
And the state knew that this deed restriction existed when they purchased the land in September of 1998. But what they've done is they blocked it by this section 37, which year after year after year says only the director of O&B shall designate the name, and nobody better not put any statue or memorials outside, because that's part of the deed restriction too. So y'all's hero, Judge Williams, it's not going to happen. And this is how they do it every year. And now when folks ask about, oh, well, that's just been there for years. Doesn't mean anything. Yes, it does. It means it's the same old Delaware acting the same cantankerous way, doing mean-spirited, inappropriate things to black leaders and my hero, other people's heroes, and it's wrong. It's wrong as two left shoes, and the only way something gets done about it, somebody's got to speak up and speak out. Here I am.
So you said from this point, you said you're going to try to find out who did
wrote
what.
that?
Well, but at the end of the day, this is passed every year as part of the budget process by the General Assembly. This is part of the bond bill. And as long as it's here and it's voted on, the courthouse can't be named and you can't even put a statue upside. This says, I dare you to name it Leonard L. Williams Justice Center, and I dare you so much as put up a statue outside.
But what happened back in 1998 when everything was written? Like, why wasn't it done?
They ignored it. Why weren't they done?
Why wasn't it done?
You'll have to ask the folks who built the courthouse, and instead of putting Judge Williams' name on it, put Newcastle County Courthouse up there. And I was going to let it go because I was exasperated. You know, you didn't make it happen while I was living, so I'm really not going to concern myself about it after he's gone until I saw these papers. And once I saw these papers, oh no, y'all just not going to walk away from this unscathed. You may never name it after anybody, but you're not going to walk away from this unscathed, and I'm going to continue to say, as long as the state of Delaware refuses to name a courthouse after a black man, don't hold yourself in any higher regard, in any higher esteem than the southern states to continue to fly the Confederate flag. It's the exact same thing. And folks need to understand, when Al sat here and said this is a plantation state, part of the state fought with the Union, part of the state fought with the Confederates, and it's still going on.
So will you do us a favor?
I'm gonna do whatever you ask me to do.
Okay, as you,
So let me come back and
that's what I'm saying,
talk about this
as
some
you
more.
get more information, like who wrote that, who initiated it, just call me, come see me, and you on. Because we need to keep our viewing audience updated. You agree, Trippy?
All right, that's what I was going to suggest too.
Yeah.
Is to come back and give us an update.
Well,
As soon as you can, let us know what kind of action we
again,
can
I play hard, but I play fair. And folks who certainly had no great love for me and what I've stood for and what I've tried to do over the past 40 years have had schools named after them. But those were those communities' heroes. Who am I? Who would I have been to try to get in their way? That's their hero. You got a new building. Do your thing.
All right.
But on our end, we can go pound sand? No. No. And I don't care. In my heart, you're flying the flag in the South and you're refusing to name a courthouse in the North, there's no difference.
All right.
Absolutely no difference.
On that note, we have to end this segment. But we thank you
I
so
want you
very
to know I've been put out of other places.
I can
do.
put out.
You know what would be nice? I doubt if they would do it, but maybe get somebody from the state, or from the
Yeah, come in here and
But we
justify.
wanna know
Come
who-
in here and
yeah.
justify.
Come and talk
That
about
would
it.
be
Come,
nice.
come in here and justify this disparate treatment.
All right.
Come in here and
You
say
got
that
me
we're
started.
committed to creating racial harmony and eliminating tension, and justify this being put in the bond bill this year, last year, the year before that, probably all the way back to 1998.
You're right.
I've been put off. I'm leaving.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
All right.
Good evening and welcome back to the Congo Hour. I will be doing community announcements. We have Faith and Deliverance Outreach Ministries, Women of Destiny presents Will Thou Be Made Whole? And it's going to be this Saturday, July the 11th at 12 noon. The cost is only $10 for the luncheon. It's going to be powerful praise and worship and spoken word. For more information, please contact 322-1031. Once again, that telephone number is 322-1031. Save the date, Newcastle County Chapter, Delaware State University Alumni Association will be having their 34th scholarship luncheon. Tickets are $50. The date is August the 16th at the Cavaliers Country Club. And for more information, you can contact Miss Edith Pridgeon, and her email address is epridgeon48@verizon.net. And also the official launch of the City of Victory, which will be held Thursday, July the 9th at 7 p.m. And that is Pastor Jordan Robinson and elect Lady Kiana Robinson, and it's going to be at Life Worth Living Church, 2801 Lancaster Avenue. So that's this Thursday at 7 p.m. We look forward to seeing you there, and I believe, Trippy, you ready? All right, so we're going to go right over